right. Hey, YouTube, I'm Lucky, and we have some exciting Bungie news that has to be covered today. I mean, this is a huge topic. This is trending on Reddit, r/Destiny2, r/Destiny game, all over Twitter, everywhere. All social media is talking about this. Bungie's big orb controversy. Of course, you already know what I'm talking about, but I'm going to start from the very beginning and explain it for you all because some of you may be living under a rock, and I want to show you exactly what's going on here and Bungie's wild response to this big orb controversy. So first up, we're going to talk about the TWAB. This Thursday, we had a TWAB, and it was said this right here: artifact mods update, insert orbs meme here, and TLDR. I'm not going to read all of this for you, but basically, they're going to be removing the ability that weapons have to generate orbs, and instead, they're going to put that as a mod that will be slotted in the helmet. Now, of course, everyone hears this and they think, that just sounds like a downgrade. I mean, now I have to slot another mod into the helmet instead of just having a, ability on my weapons for them being masterwork. That sounds like a downgrade. Now I have to, especially when it comes to mods on your helmet and on your armor in general, you have to slot, you can only slot so many, right? And so this just seemed like a bad thing. Everyone hated this initially. The initial response was terrible. I mean, everyone disliked this. I think we can all agree this doesn't sound like a good update, but obviously there's more going on behind the scenes. We had someone tweet out this saying, I'm seeing people being upset about the orb generation being based on armor mods instead of weapon masterwork status, but there is a potentially huge upside, freeing up the perk budget on weapons. And Joe Blackburn retweets this, and this sort of got everything started. People like, oh, well, maybe Bungie's holding out on something. Maybe they're not telling us something. Moving on to the next post, we have DMG actually retweeting this as well, saying, stay tuned for a future weapons-focused TWAB. Lots of fun news to cover over the next few weeks. So some very interesting stuff there. We have Dirty F Nippy, who's the community manager that actually wrote that TWAB, says, taking in that feedback, but I will say that this ties into something we're announcing later, and it will make more sense. Once that puzzle piece is given, then a clear picture will be had. We'll have a ton more coming out over the coming months. Interesting stuff there. And then we also have Tocom, who's a Sandbox lead, retweeting that with a little smirk face. So obviously a lot of Bungie devs basically hinting that, yes, it does sound like bad news, but that's simply because they haven't revealed any more of that. I imagine this is probably tied into weapon crafting to a certain degree. And unfortunately, this is just an example of poor communication. That's why it's turned into quite a big controversy. People are like, what is going on here? Like, why would you ever change something like this? This doesn't seem like a good change. And the communication behind this is, quite frankly, pretty bad. And that's where the real controversy lies, all right? If there's some big upside to this, maybe you should tell us that in the TWAB, or maybe give us a hint to that, because apparently they don't want to go in the exact specifics, but maybe give a hint to that in the TWAB, because as it stands right now, this is just terrible communication, and everyone got really upset over this, and then Bungie had to sort of backpedal or sort of like hint like, hey, it's a really bad thing, but you don't know what's about to come out, so just wait, and it's like, it's just not a good approach. I mean, maybe it is a good approach because it started a bunch of drama. And I'm starting to wonder, is Bungie, masterminding all of this drama on the Reddit pages? Are they actually trying to cause controversy by being weirdly vague when they should be just a little more specific? I have no clue. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, because I find this very interesting. Whatever Bungie is working on, whatever this is in relation to, it would make sense, though, in this framework that I'm going to present to you. Basically, the way the game's designed, they can only put so many perks on weapons. They actually talked about this recently in a podcast. So basically, if you wanted to have a weapon, like right now, there's the God roll is a 5 out of 5 roll, right? If you wanted to have a 6th perk added to it, I think from what I've been told, or from what I remember, you couldn't add just a 3rd powerful perk, right? You couldn't have like quick draw, snapshot, and then also kill clip, right? That's just not an option. That's not the way the game is designed. It would break the game essentially. So my presumption from this, and I mean, this is a little bit of a stretch, but not too much. My presumption is that by removing the masterwork, or removing the orb generating ability from weapons, you could potentially add another perk slot to weapons. And maybe this ties into weapon crafting. Maybe that's what weapon crafting does. Maybe you can forge a certain perk on weapons. I mean, how crazy would that be? I mean, we're talking about God rolls going from 5 out of 5s to 6 out of 6s. I mean, just hear me out. This is all just pure theory at this point. I could be completely wrong. But I don't hope I am. I hope I'm right, though, because this sounds like it could be really cool. Let me know your thoughts about that. And let me know your thoughts about the orb controversy. We'll see what Bungie does to update us on this issue. Right now, Reddit is lit on fire, but it seems like things are pretty well contained from these few responses. Most people understand Bungie is trying to be secretive. They don't want to give us everything that's going to happen because that ruins the surprise, I guess. But it does seem like a bit of poor communication in this week's swap. So that's a wrap on this news story, though. Make sure to subscribe with notifications on if you did enjoy this. Smash the like button. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Later.